Wow, I missed those fucking horns last week. I was mate, I couldn't start my Saturday morning properly without hearing those fucking trash vocalized horns.
Well, we missed it last week, so now I've got I got 2 weeks of fake trumpet load to bust.
Have you got another fake brass section to fucking blow out here as well then? You got two? Or you just...
No, that's I saved it all up into one big go.
Oh, that's lazy. That's lazy.
I don't know about that. It'd take a lot of work to put those together, man. I thought about it for a whole second.
I apologize. I didn't realize.
Some would say that I was, some would say that I was improvising as I was going.
While I was pulling my ute apart again, you were just fucking devastated.
Working on the craft.
Devastated over not getting to release this absolute garbage into my ear holes.
Righto. Let's talk about the return of the king. Let's talk about the 6'8" frame, the 37-inch vertical leap, the black steel that drapes down his back, aka the bulletproof mullet, the Google prototype scopes with built-in LCD, LED, 1080p 3D Sony technology, the Ethiopian poisonous caterpillar, aka Slick Daddy. Let's talk about the cabinets that are behind him that go 40 feet deep into the house below, the other 95% of his trophies, the awards, certificates, all claiming first place. Let him give you a little inside glimpse into the hotshot video game lifestyle of the two-time international video game superstar. You're looking at the new face of YouTube, and goddamn is Twitch kicking themselves. My name is Hamish, and this is my co-host Jim. What's it like in a world with the return of the dog?
Well, he was streaming a static image for fucking 4 hours when I checked on the stream yesterday. Welcome to NULLSCORE, by the way. You missed that part.
Yeah, welcome to NULLSCORE.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I got excited. I saw, holy fuck, he's live on YouTube. So I went for a look and it was a static image. I was like, maybe he's on a break. So I skimmed through the other 4 hours leading up to that point that I jumped in on. It was the same static image for over 4 hours.
Yeah, but he had radio bits in it. I don't know. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Because I was up in bed. I was like, holy shit, the dog's streaming. And I was in bed next to Red and she's like, okay, great, shut up. And I was like, but the dog's streaming. And she's like, I don't care. I
don't care about this, man. Shut up.
and I'm watching. I'm like, holy crap. And she's like, what's going on? I was like, it's a picture of a Lamborghini parked at a service station. She's like, and I was like, and it's the dog.
It's all fucking, it's all outrun, retro wave style. It's just, it's a picture.
Isn't that what he usually does? Yeah, but now it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he had radio things where he was like, the doc's back, I'm coming back, blah, blah, blah. And then he had a stream where he actually went live. He was
on Insta, wasn't he? He's on Instagram live.
No, he did. Briefly. I think he did a full YouTube one. He's done a full YouTube stream today. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He talked about his Twitch ban. I haven't looked at the stream.
I think you got to remember, for people watching this, whenever you talk about things where you're like, no, I saw this morning, and you're just way more informed and you've seen all this shit this morning before me. I usually get up a half hour or something before we record these because we're on opposite ends of Australia, opposite corners, really.
Exactly. You're like what? 30 minutes up and walking by the time you hit the chair and we're recording. I've been awake for 3 hours.
I'm still fucking, man, I'm still feeling last night. And you're fucking probably wide awake and have had food and everything and you're ready to go.
I had. I cooked bacon and eggs. I had a coffee. Yeah, so that explains the dynamic. That's why it's like the what is it? It's like that Abbott Costello thing. It's like the straight man, which is like the regular player, and then there's the other bloke who's just going off his mind. But
I don't know. It definitely, I'm definitely a more dopey person by far, and I think you're more switched on. But it's definitely it's more obvious by the fact that I'm fucking barely awake, and you've been awake for a few hours. You're fucking.
I'm ready to go.
All cylinders. Yeah.
Yeah. So the docs come back, which is big news. Rather ironically, the biggest news is that there is no news. The doc came
still
back.
Nothing.
Yeah, and he said we still don't know why Twitch banned him. And he did a classic Doc move, by the way. I don't know if you saw the part before it, where he says, "I want you to look me in the eyes when I say this," and he turns around and takes off his glasses, and then he turns back around. He's got another pair of glasses underneath the first pair. Very, very Doc move. But he says, "Yeah, we don't know, but the urgency is leading to people, making up theories and stuff," which he called a cockroach move, I think, a cockroach approach. And he said, just let the legal boys do what they need to do. Which is, it's basically square one.
I wonder,
we don't.
I wonder if it's something like. I wonder if it's something that neither side wants out. That maybe they do know. A handful of people know, and it's not good for anyone. It makes them all look bad, so they're all like, "Look, this needs to be settled behind closed doors, though. We don't want anyone fucking knowing about this."
Yeah. What causes me the greatest concern, or what it was most interesting, is if it were a criminal matter, for instance, at some point somebody would bring in the authorities, right? Government doesn't care about what contracts you've got going on. Okay, insert conspiracy, money runs the world, pay off the police, yada yada, right? But the government doesn't care. They'll go arrest you. All right. It has to be some sort of civil dispute from a legal perspective, and one that is probably legally complex, because it plainly requires negotiation.
Yeah,
like that's my running theory. I don't know what's happening. I'm not Rod Slasher. I'm not gonna claim that I know what's going on. I'm we'll see. I'm not comfortable sharing at this time.
If you're gonna say that, you're better off saying nothing. That's just. I feel like that's just a way to get people to pay attention to you. It's just an attention grab.
I know, but you don't. No.
Yeah. I know, but I can't say. I can't tell you. If I tell you, I'd have to kill you. Yeah, so I'm just not going. Yeah. All right, mate. Just shut up. Shut up, then. Yeah. You basically you came out and said absolutely nothing of value. I mean, that's Twitter, but still, for something this big, why bother saying anything at all?
Yeah, he got into some trouble with Brittany Venti. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately,
she ended up leaking screenshots and stuff. And they had a whole conversation where she was basically saying that he was ridiculously creepy.
Rod.
Basically. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
I have a fucking. Give me a sec. Oh, fuck. That's caught under there again, God damn it.
I can only speculate as to what's going on, but I like to think that it's like a giant Monopoly piece.
Sorry, I had to let the noise creature in.
Ah, the cat.
She's fucking scratching at the door, so I didn't want to leave it scratches and shit all over it. Yeah, I have to let
that makes sense. My guess was a Monopoly piece, but that yours makes a lot more sense.
A Monopoly piece.
Yeah, a giant Monopoly piece. I was speculating. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'll see it in the VOD. Anyway, yeah, Doc's back. Static Image had like a hype stream, then had his stream. And it looks like the Doc's going to be on YouTube, at least for the foreseeable future.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, he wasn't. Where else would he go? Where else would he fucking go? Like, he's not going to go Facebook.
It's also potentially to put pressure on the Twitch negotiations. He had something like 300,000 concurrent at one point. Dude was pulling insane numbers.
I thought he had like 400,000 when I looked. I'm sure he had like 400,000 or something like that. I don't know. I can't
Doc
remember now.
YouTube stream concurrent viewers. Come on, Google. Streams to YouTube to over 330,000. According to gamezo.co.uk. Thanks, Gamezo. Yeah, and they've got a screenshot of 333,000 people watching. 333,000 and change.
Yeah, so it must have been 300, roughly 300 when I dropped in.
Which
I don't
is
know why I thought 400.
Which is huge. That's
that's still
insane.
massive.
I think Ninja had 120 when he did a stream on YouTube just randomly. So,
but I mean, Doc's thing is far more interesting. Like Ninja the reason Ninja was gone was because Mixer shut down. Doc was gone because of this like high profile fucking nobody knows what happens. Like it's a high profile streamer who got banned. For starters, that always draws a bit of attention. But to add the whole we don't know why, and then 2 weeks later we still don't know why. A month later we still don't know why. It draws a lot of attention, and then just suddenly he's live on YouTube. Of course, that's going to bring people in. Like, even if they don't give a fuck about the Doc's content, they want to know what happened. There might be some sort of announcement. You know, something might happen. They don't want to miss out on catching it. He definitely knows how to bring people in. He knows how to get people's attention. Yeah.
It's cool to see. I'm happy to see the Doc back. I personally think that the Doc has the best production value of any stream, or any of the big boys anyway.
It's a lot of high effort. It makes me wonder if he does all that shit himself, or if he has like a small team there. He'd have to have a small team, surely.
He would. I would say he'd have a big team.
I'm not talking about art and shit. I'm talking about the live show itself, like all the scene changes and shit like that. Because it's possible he does a lot of that stuff himself, but to get it so perfect, like I don't think I've ever seen him fuck up like a scene change or stuff like that. Like maybe once every never. I fucked him up every stream. Every stream.
Yeah.
Should have changed.
So you reckon what is it? Alex is an actual person.
Could be.
It's off to the side with a mixer board.
Yeah, I mean it could be because he's done a bit of that stuff like in a more higher. A more intricate setup than we'll ever see. He might have one of those proper Blackmagic boards that has like. Have you seen those? The live show streaming.
Yeah.
They're fucking expensive, dude. But there's so much you can do with them, and it makes sense for him to have something like that because of all the different cameras and microphones that he uses, different angles, different scene changes and shit. That would having someone in control of that shit and knowing like looking for certain words as cues to change to a different scene. Yeah, he'd be able to do stuff like that. Like it's like a live show. It's like a concert live show. You know, at this part of this song, Rhodey needs to change from this patch to this patch on a fucking. Ihole Man would know what I'm trying to explain and probably say it better than me. But
yeah.
The point is like big live shows always have like a team making sure that all that stuff goes smoothly. So there's not one guy fucking tap dancing on a pedal board or having to because it's too hard to keep track of.
It's like those like old school hacker man montages. They're sitting in front of the thing like.
Yeah. If you just have a guy sitting behind the scenes doing that, then he can focus on doing that and not have to try and be entertaining and keeping the crowd interested. Yeah. So I wonder if the Doc has like either he's probably not his wife because they have the kid running around and shit. But that has to be like either he's really fucking good at what he does and he manages all that shit himself, which is ridiculous. Yeah. Or he has like one or two people who make sure everything runs exactly how it's supposed to. So he only does like 3 to 4 hour streams. Like he doesn't stream for very long compared to some of the other big guys. And
I think he's pretty regular with his streams, right?
Yeah, most days I think he takes like two days off a week or something.
Let's see. Dr. Disrespect. Now it should show us when he streams. Here we go. So yeah, for the most part, he streams Monday through Friday. He has Saturday streams more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And he has Sunday streams occasionally. Oh, that's back in 2017. 2020. Let's see. Yeah, so he has Monday through Friday and a Saturday. He had 2 off, had a Saturday, 1 off Saturday, 4 off, 2 Saturdays, a bunch off Saturday. So Saturday occasionally, never streams Sunday. His streams are 5 hours, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 3 hour, 5 hour, 8 hour, 2 hour,
Jesus.
5 hour, 7, 5, 7, 5,
This is not even
4, 6,
consistent, really.
8,
It's
5,
just whatever.
5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 1, 6, 6, 7, 8, 4, 7, 8, 6, 8, 4. So he has long streams now.
Weird, dude. I remember
6, 6, 6, 6, 8, 7. Oh god, 5.
last time I
6,
looked at all these streams, he was like 3 to 5 hours every stream. Like they were all just short-ish. And I
I'll
remember
put that in the
thinking, well, it
Discord
doesn't
now,
matter.
so
Like,
if anyone's curious.
if you time it properly, like if you choose your time frame properly to catch like as many people being awake as possible, it doesn't matter. Like you can stream for those short amounts of time, as long as people are coming in. Like that, I think that's what Twitchy did. He told me that he got partnered because he targeted the European audience. He gave up on trying to get enough Australian viewers because the time, there's just not enough people here. Whereas Europe, what's the fucking population there like compared to ours? Fucking huge.
Heaps.
Yeah, heaps.
I'm pretty sure there's more in a city than there are in our
I love the
entire
way
country.
you did that. Like, I'm pretty sure the scientific term is heaps.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? Be like, oh, the scientific terms are fuck ton.
Yeah. So he played Ark and targeted a specific audience and got partnered.
Yeah,
It was
so
it was a smart thing to do, I think.
yeah, so the population of Germany is 80 million. The population of Australia is 25 million.
Okay.
Now let's see.
That's just Germany and not any other.
Correct.
Nowhere else. Yeah.
Correct.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he.
So
he
Berlin has 3.8 million people in it. So 3.769, but 3.8 million people as of December 2019, right?
Yeah.
So they've got 3.8. Let's round it up to 4. Make it, easy to do some weird maths with. Australia has 25 million as of 2018, right? A sixth of Australians' population with some really, really rough maths. Okay, remember, I'm a lawyer. I do humanities, not maths. A sixth of Australia's population is jammed into Berlin.
Yeah, that's fucked, man.
Like, no wonder you go for the European audience.
Well, I mean, there's a couple other things to consider as well. That Australia, like the Twitch isn't that big here. Like, I feel like a lot of the people who watch Twitch are also streamers in Australia. Like, there's not a lot of audience that doesn't stream or has never streamed. Maybe they don't anymore, but they have at some point. Our internet's too shit for that to be. People don't. They can't be bothered with like the routing problems that I have when I try to watch someone who's over east. It just it's constantly buffering, man. I get like 2 or 3 seconds and then it skips ahead and then it stops to buffer. And there's nothing I can do about it. My internet isn't bad. It's just the routing from here over east. There's no fix that I've been able to find that works for that.
8.4 million people, live in New York.
8.4 million live in New York.
3 New Yorks and you have Australia.
Yep.
The
That's
NA
fucking
dude.
crazy.
NA scene. Holy moly.
Yeah. NA or Europe, that would be, I think, I don't know, like, yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, point is targeting other, like, other countries, other regions, not Australia, because it's just not enough. There's not enough people here to, yeah. I mean, there is enough people here to get partnered because, Red's proved that. Slush, fucking Pestilly, I guess.
Yeah, but Pestilly lives in Europe now.
Now, he didn't when he got partnered, though. He'd been partnered here for quite a while before he moved over there.
Yeah.
I think unless you're able to, like, only reason he was able to do that as well, I think, is because I don't know whether he quit his job or he got made redundant. But I know he was, No. Twitchy.
Oh.
Twitchy. He was living with a parent, I think. Either his dad, might have been both his parents. I know he was living with his dad, I think he said. Was unemployed, didn't have anything to do. Fucking threw himself into streaming, realized that he could target an audience that was, far more likely to bring more viewers in. Did that, got partnered.
Goddamn, there you go. Smashed it.
Not really an option for me.
Because
I have to fucking work. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're still supposed to have him on. I gotta get onto him again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to chat to him. Absolutely. I think it'd be cool. The in other smaller news, now that we're talking about streamers as well, Dance with the Dead, who I'm a big fan of, are stream friendly. They went on Twitter and they were like, "Hey,
that's annoying."
They were like, "Hey, streamers, you can use our music as long as we're credited. Yeah. I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Good. That opens up a bunch of stuff for me.
Yep. It's really, really cool. It's awesome to see. So
I wonder if they manage their Twitter account, like the two guys. I can't remember their names. I did know them. I did know their names before, but
one guy with a beard and one guy with the hair.
Yeah, the guy with the hair. He's the one who plays guitar, like the weird little thing at the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I reached out to them I don't know, a couple of years ago or whatever. I think I've told you this before. I reached out to them like on Twitter, sent them a message like, "Hey, like, is this all right or not?" And the message was read, and then I got left on read. Sad times. Like,
oh
fuck.
No.
I mean, if those two guys manage that Twitter account, they probably had that much shit going on there. And like between recording and touring and stuff that they, it's easy to just forget. Like, fuck, I forget to answer people. And, my Discord and Twitter and stuff isn't that fucking busy. So I can only imagine how difficult it is for dudes like that to answer every dumb fucking question that they have come through.
Yeah,
like everyone
exactly.
who messages them. The amount of garbage that they get sent to, they'd be like, "God damn it, do I have to answer this? Do I have to engage with this person?"
Yeah, do I have to engage with this graphic tee company that wants
yeah
XYZ thing?
I've had those before. When I was getting better average views for a long stretch there, I had a couple different ones contact me and they're like, "Here, like, use this link and your people get discounts, blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right, why? Like, what am I getting out of that?" Like, we'll give you cheaper shirts. And I was like, I don't like any of the shirts that you have.
That's one way of doing it. Yeah. I don't know if it'd be a good business relationship.
I looked through.
I'm not sure if I want to
time
go.
to look through.
I just don't like your stuff.
Well, I mean, that's fair, isn't it?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't take a sponsorship from, let's say, SteelSeries. If they tried to push a fucking mouse onto me or whatever, I'd be like, "No, I don't like them. I've tried several of your mice. I don't like them. Not a fan. No thanks." But you're a nobody. Like, yeah, I know. And I'm rejecting you.
Thank you, but I think it's just brand awareness. It's like, the kind of stuff that you've had, decent experiences with the different companies I've had. Naturally, I've had a rep from SteelSeries approach me. He's been very, very cool.
Yeah.
Whiskey on the Rocks. He's been very, very cool. He's a good rep, right? Products aside. Okay. Right. I still have a glorious mouse. Yeah. So
yeah.
It's like it all depends on how you want to do it, but like I think, man, dude, this is reminding me of all the times I've had. Well, I say all the times. It hasn't happened fucking like all the time. But did I told you about that esports org? I'm putting up inverted commas that approached me.
I've had a couple of them too. No, I don't think you have told me what happened there.
I'm gonna pull up the like DM conversation. I'll paraphrase so that I don't out anybody, but it was one of the most interesting things I'd ever received because it was a very short-lived conversation because I ended up getting messages whilst I was streaming.
Yeah.
So I got a message mid-stream, right? It came in 8:55 p.m., right? So I'm in the back end of my stream. Usually I stream from 6 till 10, okay?
Yep.
This guy hits me up. He says, "Hey, Viserys, I hope you're well. We're an esports org from the UK currently looking to expand our roster with new streamers/content creators. I was wondering if you were open to having a conversation regarding an opportunity, right? Which is very, very salesman-y speak.
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Would you like to have a conversation regarding an opportunity?
An opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, as a lawyer, right, I read that and I go, technically that is correct, right?
Yeah.
That is exactly what we would be having, is a conversation potentially about an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. Technically, you could shorten it and you could say it's a conversation about, a partnership or agreement, right? Still have the opportunity to do that in there. Maybe it's redundant, whatever. The point is, I read that and immediately I was on guard.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with this sort of stuff is, even though he was incredibly polite, right? And I'll give him this. It was polite. His grammar was on point. There was no reason for me to be on guard other than the fact than that last thing where he says conversation regarding an opportunity. It was formal speak, and I was like, right? Now, I'm also very sensitive to this sort of thing because I deal with it on a daily basis. Exactly. My brain shifted gears from loopy,
Well, you're no longer playing games and streaming and yelling about, memes and shit. You're now like, all right, this could be a legal thing, and you fall into that. Yeah.
Yeah, just like, you suit up, metaphorically.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I get this message on stream, okay? And I have a look at this esports org, right? Now, I'm having a look at them now, and it seems as if they've picked up some people. I don't want to categorize the people they've picked up by any means, but it seems that most of them are recently of high school age, if I can say that.
Yeah.
Now, when these guys approached me, their timeline, and it still kind of is, right? And I'll obscure their name by covering it with my hand, but I'll show the camera so you can see. It'll be difficult to see, but it's all Fortnite and Rainbow Six, right, on the timeline. So you'll be able to see that. And people that are watching the video version, you'll be able to see that. But just use your imagination. It's people building, and there's like victory royales everywhere, and like the middle of ACOG scopes from people playing Rainbow Six, right? Now, I look at this and I think, right, okay. So they've come in, they've sent me this message. Immediately I'm on guard. Not only that, but they've clearly never watched a second of my content. Because guys that are around Fortnite and Rainbow Six don't want to talk to me, right? Not only that, if they're an esports org, they really don't want to talk to me. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm okay in some games. I can hold my own. I am nowhere near an esports level, especially in shooters. My best game at the moment is Legends of Runeterra. I was Masters ranked twice. I still wouldn't go and compete in tournaments, right?
Yeah.
I get this message. I say, sure, smiley face, what's up? Right? Because I'm on stream at the time. And I'm like, I'll send them a message just whilst I'm awake, right?
Yep.
And they say, we're looking to rebrand soon and give the team a new image, right? So we started off focusing on Fortnite, but now we want to focus solely on content creators from a variety of games, especially new releases, right?
Mm-hmm.
First thing, okay? I'd picked up on the Fortnite thing. They'd already addressed it, so I was like, okay, so maybe these guys aren't so bad, right? Maybe they're actually trying to sort themselves out, right? However, this is balanced against the fact that they're looking to rebrand, okay? They've already tried something that didn't work, right?
Yep.
And that fell apart somehow. So now I'm looking at two blokes that have already fucked up once and haven't had any sort of success yet, right? So
Yep.
I'm not super confident in their ability at this stage, right? Not only am I going into something that they themselves said they don't have any experience with yet, but they've already messed up one, all right?
Yep.
And it's pretty hard to mess up Fortnite in today's day and age. Like, it's competitive, but you can
Whoa.
usually get somewhere.
I mean, not really, because it's just fucking saturated, man. It's everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, yeah, you can take that position. It's saturated, right? My name's Bob, 24, and my friend Tim, 26. Bob and Tim, who are looking to turn... Now, this is the part where I don't want to give away their names, but I have to because the company's name is like Bob Tim, right? So the names that aren't Bob and Tim smashed together.
Yeah, just make Bob and Tim.
It's just Bob Tim.
Yeah.
So Bob Tim, Team Bob Tim. I realize now, I go, oh, so Bob Tim is actually just Bob and Tim smashed together into a limited company. And with the help of sponsors, be soon able to contract players, right?
What sponsors?
Don't know. But they're trying to get people on to bring sponsors in. So I'm locking myself into a team with no benefit on the possibility that maybe in the future I'll be able to share in their sponsors, right? I'm gonna drop a little bit of legal knowledge on you here, Jim, but it applies to streaming generally. That's not a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
In short, I am receiving nothing on the promise that these guys will do work for me and negatively affecting my ability to engage with sponsors independently at the same time. That is a bad move. That is a very, very bad move. So I know this story is moving at a snail's pace, but let's recap.
No, it's okay. If I can go on.
One bloke hits me up. The company's name's Bob Tim, which is Bob and Tim smashed together. They sound like a couple of young blokes. All right, they've already fucked up one thing and they want to move into something else. And they want me on board. Not only do they want me on board, they don't know what kind of content that I produce and they don't know that I don't participate in an esports level. Beyond that, they want me to join on the prospect that maybe in the future they will have sponsors and be able to sign pro players, right? Again, not a pro player. So I'm basically being used as a money engine, right? That's my role in this esports team. Now, I respond and I say, right. And what was it about my content that led you to approach me? Smiley face. Okay. Giving them the opportunity to explain themselselves. Maybe there's a little bit of logic behind this, right? Now, as I'm doing this, I'm explaining to my stream, I've been hit up by some esports teams. Guys, I don't think they watch my shit. I don't think that they know that I'm not an esports player. Right? And about 3 minutes later, I get another message. It says, hey man, a friend overheard your stream that you were making fun of us and that we sound sketchy.
Overheard your stream and that you were making fun of us.
Exactly. It's a public stream. And I did use the word sketchy. Because it is sketchy.
Yeah, it is. It does seem sketchy.
So, I just want to wish you all the best. Okay. I've worked 7 years in sales and marketing and just trying to create a legit business. That's all. The reason I was attracted was because of your viewership and your community. But like I said before, all the best with everything, dude. And I said cheers, right? First of all, this guy has just used dude, man, friend. And that's all in this. Okay? We started off pretty strong. You put me on edge with your formal speak, but if you'd stuck to your guns, I would have thought you were a professional. Okay?
Yeah.
You just flicked the switch and you went from professional to, hey man, I'm your bro. What's going on? It's all good. We're all homies here. No. The fact that you were pretending in the first place now gives me like a solid base to say, yeah, it was sketchy. Okay? But this is my favorite part. So Bob, who is the front end of Bob Tim and the man that's messaging me, he says he works 7 years in sales and marketing.
How old did he say he was?
Bob's 24.
Okay.
So Bob's been working in sales and marketing since the age of 17. Right? Now, I've never had any of my friends that have worked at Jeans West to say that they've worked in sales and marketing. Yeah. Okay. but I think it's a bit disingenuous to say that you've been in that field for 7 years at that age.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's another thing that's like what you said earlier. Like, technically, you could be correct. Technically, you're right.
Absolutely.
But, you know,
it's still deceitful.
You're stretching it. You're
It's like
putting a
me
label
referring.
on it.
It's like me referring to myself as an influencer. I have no influence. I have no sway. You could say that I have a microcosm.
I would say you
sway.
have some, like a little bit at least, because of the Reddit points and the compilations that you've been put into.
I think I have recognition. I think a very in a very specific niche area.
I think you'd probably have a little bit of influence as well. Like even if it's a tiny bit, you'd be able to sway the community slightly.
I mean, I am raising an army of people who prefer meme decks to regular decks, so there is that.
That's what I mean. Like that is influencing the community and the game because it's changing the way that people play it.
Yeah, but I bring that up because that was, by all accounts, realistically, that was a good interaction. So these guys have 1,400 followers on Instagram. I won't out Bob Tim Esports, but they're following 68 people, which seems like a missed opportunity. But Bob Tim Esports, if you ever end up watching the podcast, which you won't, because I've probably been.
They're done with you, mate. Yeah, they're done with you.
They're done with
you're
me.
making fun of them and calling them sketchy.
Oh,
but I mean, imagine
yeah.
seeing that and not just thinking, yeah, fair enough. I can see how you would think that, and
also
make a joke out of it instead.
Why wouldn't you then just try to convert it? And by the way, I didn't out them. I didn't use their name. The whole time I've tried to say, look, I think the other time I just used X company, right? I think maybe I called them Cloud9 or something like that. But Bob Tim Esports, I never outed them. So, I mean,
It's just like to get a reaction like that, you know that there was something wrong then. They knew it.
Yeah, and
you don't react like that.
And I'm a really hard sell. Like, as far as things go, like you picked the wrong guy. You picked a guy that generally, as far as sponsorships go, I've said multiple times on stream, I don't care, right? Yeah. Like, I would love to work with certain companies, right? As far as sponsorships go, you will generally find me approaching them other than the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm really, really selective, right? Because I have an appreciation for what happens when contracts go tits up. Streamers generally should. They should have been paying attention to the Tfue situation, which pretty much everyone's forgotten now. But the Tfue situation is a masterclass in why you should not be joining an esports org if you are not an esports player. That is...
Well, wasn't he? I thought he was playing Fortnite tournaments and shit.
He did, but then he converted over to being a content creator. His primary source of income was a content creator. Unless you are a pure and simple esports player, straight up and down the middle, there is no good reason for you to be joining a team like that.
Yeah.
There are slight differences nowadays with things like 100 Thieves and offline TV. But you have to remember that these people, like offline TV especially, isn't a professional team. Offline TV is like a group of creators, and they sort of cross promote, and that's how they raise the brand up. 100 Thieves is very, very much. I would say they're probably the biggest video game org, like up and coming. Nadeshot has done an incredible job. The way that they handle sponsorships, the facilities they've got, the merch that they've got, it's incredible. It's really, really cool. And I've looked at their merch. It's a black and red color scheme. I really like it.
Of course you do.
So, I think... I don't know where I'm trying to make the point with this.
That's
maybe I just wanted to tell a story about my weird sponsorship interaction.
Black and red thing. I'm wearing a black and red shirt now, but like my favorite stuff's usually like white background with blue, like blue graphics and things, like the old Mopar logo, the old fucking Chrysler Mopar logo, the old Cobra, old Ford and Shelby.
Yeah, I was about
Cobra
to say
logos.
the Ford logos would get you. Yeah,
shit like that. And it's not. I don't know. I'm not a fucking Ford fanboy. I've been called one before because I've owned a couple. Like they're just my dailies. They're not the cars that I bought to have fun with. I've owned a couple Valiants and I had a Dodge for a while as well. I just like old cars. Fords are just my dailies. I don't care either way about them. I've driven Commodores that other people owned. Like I don't care. They're not bad cars. It's just that because Dad always has had Falcons, if I need to fix something, he probably has spare parts there already. So it's easier to just own the car that I can drive into his shed and go, oh, Dad, this thing's broken. He's going, oh, yeah, I've got one of those over here. Like, I don't have to go buy shit. Yeah. That's really the only reason.
This one very specific rubber seal on my carburetor is split. Ah, yeah, it's in the box out back.
You guys don't have carbies, but yeah, just dumb shit like, oh, the fucking idle pulley's fucked. He's like, oh, yeah, I've ordered a couple here when mine broke, so I've got one in a box brand new, or, fucking brakes and shit. Just stuff that's common parts to break and that cross over between. Yeah. It's just easy, man.
Just works well.
Yeah. It's just it's weird because Perth is like, it's a very Holden place. It's fucking the Holden to Ford ratio is fucking it's silly. Like, and it's to the point where it's really weird, man. Like even like mechanics, you try and take a Ford to mechanics, and quite like a lot of them will just go like, oh. We've had one say to us, it was my brother's F100. We went to take it to a place that specialized in, they advertise that they specialize in old cars with carbies, like those old technology, because that's starting to get lost. Like people don't know how to work on them. I ended up learning how myself because it was so hard to find a mechanic that actually would work on this thing. And flat out the guy said to us, we don't really like Fords. It's like, what the fuck does it matter? It's a fucking...
You're getting paid to fix the car.
The same fucking carby that works the same way on whatever fucking engine you put it on. It doesn't matter.
Unbelievable.
It's like, I mean, sure, if you don't want the money, fine. We'll go somewhere else or do it ourselves.
Yeah. There you go.
We don't really like Fords. Like, all right.
Be professional.
Do you like money? Do you like running a business?
Oh my god!
The thing is, there's enough Holdens around here that they can say that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they can be selective.
Yeah.
It's just it's really interesting to be like. I guess it's their choice. They don't have to work on a car they don't want to. They can always refuse service. It's just it's just incredible to me that like.
People.
I'm not a huge AMD fan. I'd rather go Intel and Nvidia stuff, but. If someone asked me to help them build a PC and they're like, I don't care what your personal preferences are, I want an all AMD build. I'm like, all right, well, fine. We'll
build all AMD.
Yeah. We'll put a fucking Ryzen 3600 or something in it. And an RX
process is the same. You just got to make sure all your parts are compatible. So
yeah, exactly. It's, like, sure, you're going to have a cheaper build than what I would suggest. It's cheaper for a reason, but sure, whatever, buddy.
Well, I mean, with the new AMD CPUs, they outstripped Intel pretty significantly.
Well, my stream rig.
I don't know about their GPUs.
It's a Ryzen rig now. It has been for quite a while. Like the old X58 thing was just starting to fail because it was 100 years old. But when I went to replace it, and all the Intel stuff was really badly priced at the time, it was just all the Ryzen shit was so much cheaper. I was like, well, fuck it, I'll give it a shot.
Guess that's the switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I really had no issues with this PC that come from it being a Ryzen CPU and, a Ryzen architecture.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's no got regular PC issues.
Well, I got stuff that's the same problem that I would have if I was running Intel. The issues would be the same. It's not based on the CPU.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But yeah, I don't know.
We flew past the halfway mark, so we might have to do a little bit of a late one. But I'm thinking it's about time for an ad read.
Mate. Is it time for coffee?
Well, do you want a cup of coffee that will make that the... Oh, my Lord. Do you want a cup of coffee that will let you make it through an interview without making yourself look like a knob.
Like, that's not possible for me. There's no cup of coffee that can do that for me. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll give you the patience to sit through hours of listening to drunk, cackling hyenas? I spelt drunk wrong. It just is dunk.
I had this image of a hyena being like, well, welcome to the gym.
Oh, no.
Do you want a cup of coffee that'll make you feel like you could punch everyone at the same time forever?
I absolutely want that cup of coffee. Do you want a cup of coffee specifically created to help you stay alert while you simp hard and hope your favorite e-girl notices you?
Here's hoping she doesn't have a boyfriend, am I right?
Pokey.
Segway, baby! So there was a big Twitter storm about Pokemon's boyfriend, Leafy, who you may remember from some episodes such as the Content Cop.
We made all the coffee jokes, and then we forgot to say that Killer Coffee won't do any of those things.
Yeah, Killer Coffee won't do any of those things, but it's a great cup of coffee. I've thrown a thumbs up and given a cheeky smile. So video podcast watchers will get a little bit of a bonus there. If you're listening to the audio version, you can hop over to the NULLSCORE YouTube, check it out there. Pokemon has a boyfriend, according to Twitter. Maybe, not confirmed. A little bit like aliens. Basically what happened was Leafy, who is the internet's punching bag, or was the internet's punching bag for a very long time after the iDubbbz Content Cop came out, went underground for years, which, let me just look at how old the Leafy Content Cop is. It actually could have been removed.
If it was removed.
Wow, it was yeeted. It's been destroyed. Here we go. Content Deputy was released on September 2016. So the Content Cop would have happened probably in August or early September, I would say. Mid-September of 2016. So he went underground for years, like 3-4 years, right?
Yeah.
Because he got obliterated.
Yeah, you're ruined.
Yeah, and that kind of set the pace for iDubbbz Content Cops, which he's since stopped doing, but they were very much like, a lot of people said it was like a death sentence for their careers. It's not always the case. Keemstar's a very excellent example.
Did he do one on Keem?
He did. Yeah, it was a whole thing about him being a gnome, and he like ended up unloading a bunch of firearms inside a tunnel on a gnome. It was pretty. Oh no, no, he didn't shoot into a tunnel. He shot the gnome though. Anyway, point being that Keemstar's a gnome, and he's also he's a really really grubby person.
Yeah.
But that came out. The Leafy one came out. It absolutely destroyed him. Leafy at the time was racking up viewer on viewer on viewer on viewer. He was something like 4 mil subs, and then it just all collapsed. He didn't do anything. He wasn't producing any content. He wasn't very active on social media. When we had the iDubbbz as a simp because his girlfriend's on OnlyFans drama, he surfaced a little bit. But then he came out with a content nuke on Pokemon. What's quite interesting about that is Content Nuke was the title that H3H3 used when he went after Keemstar. And then, of course, they had follow-ups which followed this same nuclear thing, which was the nuclear fallout and nuclear winter.
Yeah, I remember those.
Whatever. It was a whole thing, right? And Leafy's doing that now with Pokemon. And one of the biggest things was towards the end of the video, he put up a little bit of text, and it says, to all the Pokemon Tier 3 subs, if you're not a Twitch person, like, you know, not a Twitch streamer or Twitch chatter, a Tier 3 sub is approximately a subscription worth about $25 a month, which in dollary dues is about $49 a month. Yeah,
at the moment, it's pretty bad.
Very, very, very hefty subscription. Pokemon has a boyfriend. All right. And he put at the top of his video, feel free to discuss this video with the hashtag Pokemon boyfriend. And that went trending. I don't know if it was globally or just the Americas. It went trending. And there were reports the following day that Pokemon's views, I forget if it was her YouTube or her Twitch. I'm almost certain it was her YouTube. In like the first few hours of release or something were down by over 90%.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane. So keep in mind that what I'm saying here is the video itself didn't receive 90% less views, but in the window immediately after release, it was down, like really down.
Yep.
And a lot of people were speculating on Twitter, and Pokimane ended up responding with a cheeky photo of her in a cardboard cutout of Obama in a bathroom, which I thought was pretty funny. Honestly, if there was one way to handle it, that's it. Honestly, I have to give her a couple of props for that. But it was a big thing. It was a really, really big thing, and it kind of drew into question things that she's been having lately, where she had a stream where she streamed for 6 hours with no camera, and she was super proud of it because it was gameplay only, and people say that they don't go to her streams for the gameplay and the personality. They just go there for, her and the way that she looks. And it kind of it makes you wonder, like, how much of that is true? Like, I'm sure for someone like Pokimane, that must suck to hear, right? Like, I genuinely think that Pokimane would like to think that the people are there for her personality.
Well,
I don't think,
because think about how much of her content that she herself produces and releases out into the internet is just her trying to look cute, trying to be cute for people, pulling faces and doing fucking dances and shit.
Can you blame someone for wanting to look good, though?
No, I can't. No, that's not what I'm saying, though. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying that is fine if that's what you want to do, but you can't then expect that isn't what draws people in. If that's what you're doing to get people to watch you can't then be upset that they're enjoying that content that you are making for them on purpose.
That's, yeah. I suppose.
What do you mean? You can't be like, oh, look how cute I look, guys. Oh, what do you mean you're not coming because I'm not showing you what I look like? What the fuck? Like, well, do you want them to look at you or don't you?
Yeah, I
mean, can't have it both ways.
I think, or you look at it from the perspective of you have to appreciate that is going to be part of your draw, right? That's just what's going to be there.
Well, yeah. Remember what happened? I don't know if you probably don't really remember this, but there was a quote from Kirk Hammett, lead guitarist from Metallica for a long time. Dave Mustaine's better. Fuck you if you think differently. I don't care. Dave Mustaine's better.
I'm very much out of my depth here, so you
anyway,
take charge, man.
So Kirk Hammett's lead guitarist, right? And usually one of the lead guitarists' main jobs in a band is to play solos. You at least know enough about music to know that, yeah?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah,
there was a quote from Kirk Hammett where he said, "I just don't feel like I need to play solos anymore." Then fucking stop playing. Stop being a lead guitarist. Just stop. Why do people listen to you in Metallica for your solos? All the rhythm stuff is played by James Hetfield, and he's a better rhythm player than you. People only listen to you for your fucking solos. That's all they're interested in. So if you don't want to do it anymore, then don't. But don't be upset when people go, all right, well, now I'm not interested in what you're putting out there.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the same thing. Guys, look at me. Oh, I did one without a cam. Why aren't you guys still here? Because we just came here to look at you like you wanted. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see sort of like, and it's kind of like, it doesn't really matter if she does have a boyfriend, because the end result is, even if she did, she'd probably hide it, both for business reasons and I think for personal reasons. I think if if the internet knew who her boyfriend was, that guy would get a ridiculous amount of hate.
Oh, dude, he gets so much hate, and for it's not really warranted. I don't think that's fair.
No, it's not even his. No, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. I mean, you imagine you me being a dude, he'd be like, he's just from his perspective. Okay, let's just remove the Twitch sphere entirely. This bloke has met a really nice looking Moroccan Canadian girl, 24 years of age, very successful. Okay, has her own content creation career. He's like, shit, I gotta tell mum, this girl's fantastic, right? And then she comes over and she goes, also, there are a legion of militant neckbeards that will literally send you death threats if anyone knows who you are. Yeah. And he goes,
well, that's
right.
really weird. Why am I getting hundreds of pizzas delivered to my house?
Yeah, why do I have 100 pizzas getting delivered? And why do they all have anchovies? Why are they so salty? Like,
oh, listen, I'd be okay with that. Send me all the fucking anchovy pizzas.
Give me some anchovy pizzas, yeah. But yeah, I think, it doesn't really matter because I think she would keep it a secret regardless. What's interesting is the reaction to that, right? There are so many times where content creators have said, like, don't come to my house. Ludwig has literally said, I'm not your friend. I think about you as an amalgamated entity. Your chat, right? We're never going to be friends. I'm here to entertain you, okay? That's my role. You're the audience, right? Which I think a lot of people got as callous, but I think that really just, you have to be that blunt.
Yeah.
When the majority of your audience are probably teenagers, they don't know what the hell's going on. Like,
I know that you're not a huge music guy, but there's a line from it's an old Rush song called Limelight. There's a line in there that's very relevant to this, which is I remember it right. It's I think the line is I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend.
Ah, yeah.
Like, it was written about them touring and playing music and shit. But yeah, it's kind of that. Like, we don't know these people. Like, I've sort of got to know a lot of my regulars a little bit, but I mean, then there's guys like Crazy or Verco who, I know their screen names. I know little bits and pieces about their life. That's it. I don't know.
You just know nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know anything about their personal life. I don't know where they live, and I don't need to. Like, for what we're doing on stream, we don't need to know that.
And you have to remember, I reckon you would confidently recognize 60% to 70% of your audience, right?
Yeah.
Same for me. Regular chatters, I think, for people active in chat, sometimes I have like 30 people when I play Runeterra, and like 3 or 4 people will be chatting sporadically. I got a pretty good idea. I see some regular names. About half of those I don't meet, right? So I know about 4, 5, 6, I'd wager to say max of 8, 9 people that chat in my chat. And that's not every stream. That's across multiple streams.
Yeah.
That's 30% of my stream. You put that to like an even greater degree, right? Let's say that you're a 10K viewer, Andy. That's that's 6.7K people that want to meet you and say hello and shake your hand and take a photo. You don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, you don't know who they are, dude. There's no way to keep track of that many people.
Statistically, at least 15 of those people are probably Nazis. you don't know.
That's fucked.
You don't know.
Fucked. I mean, I can only talk about it from a small fucking streamer's perspective, but I think some of these people, I feel like I've let them down because when they start coming to stream regularly and talking to you and chatting to you and you joke around with them and shit, they start to feel as though you're friends. And it's like, I don't see my real life friends. Like, I see them maybe once a year, most of them, if I'm lucky. I don't have a lot of room in my life for meaningful friendships with people. And that fucking sucks to say.
Sad, yeah.
It sounds really bad, but I just don't. And I kind of became that way after some pretty fucking major events where I was like, it kind of forced me to find shit to do by myself that I enjoy. And I realized that I was getting more out of doing that than I was the friendships that I had. So I was like, well, I guess I don't really need that to fucking be happy.
That's almost like the close few versus the not so close many. That's that argument. Yeah,
I only
3
need
good mates over 30 halfways. Yeah,
and I don't know. I guess like it's really fucking rare for me to make friends with a person on the internet. Like, I guess it could be argued that we are friends, but also not really. We've never met in person. We've never hung out.
I'm friendly. I'm friendly with a lot of people in chat, but I wouldn't say that we're friends. I think if somebody asked me like, what's a good example? Who's somebody that I haven't met?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about us specifically though. Yeah. Like, we've been interacting for quite a while, but it's kind of a weird thing where like we know each other well enough to just jump in and out of conversations, and mostly like we'd have a fair.
Yeah, but I've never shook your hand.
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not even something that I can see happening in the near future. It's not.
No,
doesn't
'cause
mean that
it's
I'd be
just
opposed
travel.
to it, but it's just not going to happen. You know, like not. It's,
Yeah.
it's so yeah, like it really depends on your definition of friendship as well. I think, and
so.
everyone has a different idea of what that is.
Mm.
But yeah, for viewers and stuff, like guys like Shroud and fucking like that's way up the top. There's no one should be deluding themselves going to Shroud's chat every day and thinking that even if he reads out your messages often because he recognizes your name, it doesn't mean that you're friends. It just means that he's like, oh yeah, that guy, he was here yesterday and the day before. Like that's all that is.
Yeah. I think to a certain extent that's also where I sympathize with Pokimane in some respect. I think no matter what she was doing, she'd always have a small cohort of people that were like that. You know, putting to one side whether she incentivizes that kind of behavior or not.
Well, look at Miss DV.
Yeah.
It's a similar sort of thing. We've watched quite a few people who've been there since the start. Slowly over time, be like, I thought we were friends, and then realize that they were just stepping stones, or they were just, you know, people that she met along the way.
Chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she got sort of big. I'd say she's big enough now, so she's partnered and everything. And yeah, a lot of those guys I think don't bother to go there anymore.
Yeah, they don't understand.
That was all may have started as a hobby for her, but it's definitely, you know, if you're a partnered streamer and you're over 100 views, then yeah, you'd have to take it more seriously. It has to become a job, which means that you have to treat the people around you a little bit differently.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You have to.
Yeah, there's just no way around it. All right.
Mate, you sound ready to bail.
I have to read these YouTube comments, but I also have to do like a bunch of grocery shopping today, and I'm really not looking forward to it. So it's not that I'm ready to go. It's just that I'm. It's like impending doom. You know how like when you're spending Sunday and like it creeps to like 4 p.m. on Sunday, and you're thinking about what you're gonna have to do Monday.
Yeah,
and you're
it's
like,
like, oh,
fuck, I gotta go to work. That's the feeling right now. It's it's literally not even midday on Saturday, and I've already got the Sundays.
Don't you have the fucking Coles or Woolies thing where they'll fucking deliver you?
They stopped with Corona.
Oh yeah. Oh what?
Yeah.
Did they? They're still doing it here. I'm pretty sure. I've seen the little trucks cruising around.
Yeah, I thought it would be backwards. I thought that they would deliver more with Corona, but no.
Yeah.
They ended up stopping.
Okay,
so
whatever.
Yeah, well without it.
Weird.
But it's fine. I was talking to Red this morning because Red knows I absolutely hate grocery shopping. So what she's done is, and she hates when I go grocery shopping with her because I want to be out of there before I'm inside the grocery center, like inside the shopping center. I'm like, I want to be gone. So I'm like almost jogging. I'm like power walking through all the aisles to get the shit that I need.
Okay.
So what she's done is she's gotten 2 lists and she's going to hand me a list and just say go. And I'm just going to go fetch all the items as fast as I want.
That's real. Why the fuck haven't I ever thought of doing that? So many times I have been grocery shopping with a partner and then we just both I just get fucking led around like, you know what? I feel like a toddler.
A pack animal.
I'm like, I just see things and I want to reach out and grab them, but like, no, we can't have that. Like, I'm just going to follow and watch you grab all the boring shit that I don't care about.
Yeah. So she's like,
look at the floor.
Yeah, she says, I want your help with grocery shopping, and I did my like, and she's like, I'm gonna make you a list, and you can go and get your stuff, and then I'll go get the rest of the stuff. And I was like, okay, so I can go as fast as I want. And she's like, yes, and I was like, this is awesome. Anyway, comment from Eyehole Man on last fortnight's podcast. We actually had to miss a week.
Yeah,
due to some
my fault.
scheduling shenanigans.
No,
so
it's my fault.
that's
okay.
all right.
I can take
Consider
the blame for that
this our apology, or dear audience members, beloved friends.
Don't be like that, beloved friends.
After we just did the fucking bit.
Immediately after it, you laugh like suckers. Fuck, man.
A comment from Eyehole Man, of course, our resident sound engineer and good. I don't know well, now I can't even call him friend of the stream. Regular listener, my man, the dude, the legend. How streamers can fix their audio. EQ and compress your microphones for a nice tone and level the overall volume of the channel. Then balance with game audio. You can even go so far as compressing Discord audio through a Go XLR so that your teammates come through a nice even level. How Twitch and other platforms can fix audio. They need to add in audio processing in the stream to automatically level and limit the stream audio to a standard LUF. Loudness units full scale, the same way iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, etc. process their music to be within a reasonable loudness range across the platform.
I've talked about that before.
I'd never considered that before. That's interesting.
I've talked about that before with you.
So
I think.
that would solve your issue of being quiet.
Yep.
That would be very, very cool. So how OBS can help fix streamer audio. Okay, so he's going at a streamer level, and then he's going at the next level, which is, well, the next level would be OBS, and then you would have the platform as a whole.
Well, OBS would also be for a streamer to fix, but the tool isn't there right now. So he's talking about a tool they could add into OBS.
Yeah. Introduce a master bus in the advanced audio section. This is the track that all audio passes through, which will allow streamers to process all their audio as a whole. This way they can add master bus compression and limiting as to get louder audio without clipping. So that would help.
Yep.
You.
That thing right there, that would solve my problem as well, because then I could compress everything
and crank it.
And then put a limiter on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
so then
that would fix my problem.
You responded, because I'm using the process of elimination here, because I see a comment from NULLSCORE and it wasn't me. So
that was me.
All good suggestions, but most streamers are too lazy to learn how those things work and to implement them, which is true. Which is a shame, because it's pretty easy to do on a single PC setup. I grabbed a DBX266XS for $100, which isn't even a nice compressor, but the before after is almost night and day, and I think works well with my dual PC setup. Then iHole Man comes back and says, I think I could design an algorithm, which, by the way, my man's coming out fucking 5-head right now. He's like, yo, let me just do the maths, create an algorithm for automatic mic compression.
It really bothers me. He's still not affiliated. We need to do something about that.
Well, we could probably work that out.
I didn't realize he wasn't affiliated.
So new streamers don't have to think about it at all. Just slap it on and run. I know C# coding, C++ coding, but I don't think VSTs use C++ for coding. See, I can't even read the fucking name, let alone do the coding.
Yeah, I don't know enough about coding languages to know what that is.
There you go. All right, do you want to read Robin Carlson's comments?
Fucking mono. I don't get a lot of cheaters in Tarkov, but it might be because I'm on EU servers. Well, playbase is massive there. You'd still get cheaters, but not as many. I think you wouldn't see them as often. You would come across them as often. Yeah. I face 2 to 3 cheaters in over 200 raids, so I can get the frustration, but I don't get that all the time. But I feel for you, Titan. So then I said, OC is pretty bad for cheaters in these sort of games. PUBG saw it pretty bad as well for a long time.
Correct.
PUBG was fucking terrible
really,
for
really
ages.
Rough.
Tarkov, it's every night. Every night that I play. If I play more than 3 raids, I'll usually see one.
Jesus. That's rough.
I think for me though, if I'm playing it's usually when I'm playing solo, so I think that's me being on SEA servers, not OC. SEA is even worse. Like all the OC guys who complain like, "God, where are all these cheaters coming from?" And I'm like, "Man, like you don't understand. If you live in Perth and you connect to SEA servers, you will understand what frustration with cheaters really is. It's so much worse there."
It's pretty bad.
Then he also posted another comment, just E. That is all. Obviously responding to Verko's.
I have it. Hang on. Sorry. Wait, I can do this.
Oh no.
E.
That is exactly how I picture Verko's E.
Yeah, there you go. He says, that is all, and then you responded with a Lenny face. So
yeah, well, I mean, look, I'm going to reply to him. Just
you got to let him know.
That's the response that deserves, I think.
That's it. If you would like to have your comment read out on the next episode of NULLSCORE, you can join us on the NULLSCORE YouTube channel. Leave your comment down below. We try to read all of them at the end of the podcast. Sometimes we read less, sometimes we read more. You know, it is what it is. You can also catch Titan and I on Twitter, TITAN_5150 or at Viscerous TV. You can also see us live, yell at us there, twitch.tv/T1TAN5150, where you're playing a lot of PUBG recently.
Yeah, mostly just for fun, man, just to fuck around.
Mm-hmm. And then also me, twitch.tv, Viscerous TV, where I play more variety nowadays, but you'll catch me at my highest playing Wizard Poker. So, you know.
You usually see you playing Rune Terror.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I told you about the duo game I played with Crazy. I'm just going to throw this in there at the end. So, obviously, PUBG has bots in it now.
Yes.
To fill out, like to pad the games. If there isn't enough players to fill a game, it just fills the rest of the spots with bots.
Which is a pretty disastrous place for a battle royale to be.
Yeah, kind of. But anyway, so I was playing duos with Crazy for a couple hours because I was sick of Tarkov that night as well. We had a few games where we were like, it only felt like there was 2 or 3 other player teams. We're like, oh, god damn it, like what a hollow victory. Got to the end of this one game, realized that all the names of the people that we killed we were sure were bot names. After the match, I went and looked up. There's a site that shows you your stats over games and shows you your placements and everything. That last match that we played of the night that we won, we were team 1 out of 1.
It was a game entirely full of bots.
It was entirely full of bots.
Wow.
And we were joking Crazy was joking at one point, like, what if it's just all bots and we fucking lose? He said, what if we lose to the bots? Because a couple times we got tagged up fucking hard. The bots that have vectors are ridiculous. Vector and MP5 bots are fucking silly. They get close to you and then because there's fuck all...
They'll just unload.
Dude, they just empty a mag into you and like drop you down to nothing. They knock you like almost instantly.
God damn.
But yeah, fucking bots in PUBG. Sometimes you can get a game that's just completely bots. Feel good about yourself. Have a win. So bad. Oh, anyway, let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's get on out of here. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
God, and a game entirely full of bots. That's insane.
Yeah. It was fucking hilarious, dude. No, it was hilarious. It was funny. I felt bad for these other guys. The other night we just...
He's like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, his point was like, he didn't care that it was all bots, but he was like, what if we lose? Like, the ultimate fucking... Like, as if it's not bad enough just winning a game and it's all bots. Like, you just feel worse about it. It's like, oh, great. What a victory.
Yeah, exactly.
We killed all the fucking AI.
But if you lose, then you are one of the bots.
Oh, that's even worse, yeah.
Oh, it's good to be.
These poor bastards the other night, we came across them, I think 2 or 3 games in a row. And it was like final team. It was the same names. And I don't know, man, like they weren't bad players. But we just kept, by the time we're at the end of the match, there was only like 2 or 3 of their team left and we would have a full team. We had all 4 of our people up and it was Crazy and I, but also Kick and Tina. So like not incapable players. So we just kept winning like every end game. I feel like these guys would see the bots getting killed in the kill feed and see our names again and be like, oh fuck, it's these assholes again.